and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're back, and today I want to talk about my January TBR, all the books I want to read in January. And it's, as always, it is a lot because I always have a very long list of books that I want to read, and well, let's see. I've already finished 2, but those were kind of leftovers of December. I'll still mention them here because, hey, books, January. Let's dive right into it. I start with the fiction and mention the non-fiction book at the end of the video. The first book I want to talk about is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I started it in December and I already finished it. I read it. And I thought it was quite enjoyable, to be honest. It was the first book I've ever read by Agatha Christie, so it was completely new to me. It isn't the genre I normally read. As I mentioned in the last video, normally I'm more of a fantasy, science fiction, historical fiction reader, so crime or mystery novels, thrillers are not really my thing, but sometimes I am in the mood. And I thought I'd pick this up. And to be honest, I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but God, look at this cover. Can you see this cover? It is so beautiful, isn't it? Like at the back, look at that. Just quick, look at that. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? So yeah, look at that. Oh my God. I'll talk more about this book in my January wrap-up at the end of the month. But so far, very good book. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Well, not a lot, but I like listening to audiobooks, and usually I get through one a month. So yeah, not a lot, but I always have one audiobook going. I mentioned in my last video that I really love everything written by Tolkien. I am a huge fan of The Lord of the Rings. I remember when the films came out in Germany, I was 12. And I loved the film so much, and then decided I want to read the books, and I got the books for Christmas. And since then I keep rereading all the 3 Lord of the Rings books every Christmas. It's kind of my own personal Christmas tradition. So this year, of course, as well, I read The Fellowship of the Ring, or listened to The Fellowship of the Ring, because I decided this year I'll listen to the audiobooks instead of reading the books. So I listened to The Fellowship of the Ring in November, beginning of December, and then started The Two Towers. I didn't have that much time in December to listen to audiobooks, so I finished The Two Towers in January. That was my second book of January, and of course I will finish The Return of the King in January as well, so that is very high up on my have to finish list this month. So those were the 2 books that I've already finished. The next fiction book I want to talk about is this one. It's called Masquerade by Terry Pratchett. Again, I mentioned in my earlier video that I'm a huge Terry Pratchett fan, and right now I'm rereading all the Discworld books. I've read most of them before, not all of them, but most of them, and like I said, now I'm rereading them in the order they were published in. In case you don't know, the Discworld series is a very long series, but you don't necessarily have to read the books in the order they were published in. But there are several like mini series within the bigger series, and yeah, you can just read those mini series in whichever order you like. But I decided to, get a better feeling of how Terry Pratchett evolved as a writer. So yeah, that's why I decided to read them in the order they were published in. And so right now I'm reading Masquerade. I think this is book number 18, and this is from one of my favorite series within Discworld. This is about the witches, and I love the witches, and this book is just hilarious. It's one of my favorites. I say that about almost every Discworld book, but again, doesn't matter, it's one of my favorites. And again, can you see this beautiful cover? I really love those editions. They are so stunning. Another very beautiful book I want to talk about, and I want to read, well, book, it's pretty short, is The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman, and it's illustrated by Chris Riddle. I got it for my birthday last year from my boyfriend. It's absolutely beautiful. To be honest, I don't know much about it apart from that. Yeah, it seems to be a fairy tale, and I love Neil Gaiman, I love fairy tales. I'm sure this is the right book for me. Well, I'll tell you more about it after the end of the month. I can't wait to start reading this. This is the perfect book for a snowy winter evening with a cup of tea and a blanket on my sofa. It's just brilliant. The next two fiction books I want to mention, they're both on my Kindle. I'm reading them on my Kindle. The one I am reading right now is called The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. Something. I hope I don't butcher the name. This is a historical fiction book. It's set in, I think, 1617 on a remote Norwegian island. There is this village, and all the men of this village, they go out fishing, and there is this huge storm, and they all die in the storm. So the women, they are left on this island, and well, they're left to fend for themselves. Yeah, and it's about their struggle to survive. It's about their faith, their Christianity, yeah, and just all of that. So I expect it to be pretty feminist. I hope it's historically accurate. Yeah, so far I'm about 20% in or so, and I'm really enjoying it. It's brilliant, and I can't wait to read more of it. Next fiction book I want to talk about, I will start that after I finish the Mercies. I'll read that on my Kindle as well. It's called Masters of Rome, and it's by Simon Turney and Gordon Doherty. I got that book from NetGalley, so thank you very much for that. It's the second book in a series. I read the first book, it's called Sons of Rome, last year, and I really enjoyed it. It's about two men, Maxentius and Constantine, and their relationship or their friendship with each other. They meet each other for the first time when they're both children or teenagers, and yeah, they start this friendship. They lead very different lives and are separated for most of their lives, but they always meet again, and their friendship is shaped by all their experiences during those times apart. And you can really see how the friendship, whenever they meet, how the friendship changes, and yeah, how they struggle, how, yeah, it's about the story about those two boys or two men and their lives within the Roman Empire. And they lead two very different lives, but they always manage to maintain this friendship, at least up to a point. I don't want to spoil too much. Experiences they had, they really shape their friendship, and because everything is so different, yeah, they don't always see eye to eye. And I really love the series. I'm really excited for the next book, and yeah, I'll tell you more about it as soon as I've read it. Okay, that was all for the fiction part, I think. So non-fiction now, 3 more books and then we're done. Okay, another book I started in December and I'm still reading. This book is called The Believing Brain: From Spiritual Faith to Political Convictions, How We Construct Beliefs and Reinforce Them as Truth by Michael Shermer. The title suggests this is all about faith, not just religious beliefs, but also the belief in paranormal things, in aliens, in conspiracy theories, political systems. And it's all about how we develop our beliefs, what goes on in our brains, why we believe, how this belief evolved, how we see patterns, how we see the world. It's very interesting. It's a bit dense, but it's very interesting. I'm greatly enjoying it. And I can't wait to finish it. The next book I want to talk about, this is actually a body read, and it's SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome by Mary Beard. I'm reading this with a friend on Goodreads. I'm not very fine, as you can see, but yeah, I plan to read a couple of pages every day, so and then finish it by the end of the month. And I'm pretty optimistic that I can do it because I promise, so I will. Yeah, but as the title suggests, this book is about Roman history. It starts right at the beginning. Well, I can't really tell you how it ends because, like I said, I'm not very fine. It starts right at the beginning with the founding myths, the period of the kings, and how the Roman Republic came about. I have to say, I really enjoy Mary Beard's writing style. It's not dry or anything. It's very informative, but it's not dry. As I said, she always keeps it engaging. It is very approachable, and I'm greatly enjoying it. And again, she's another author I've got to read more of because I really, really love her style. So, and this is I can well, I'm not very fine, but I can highly recommend this book already because it's great. The next book, well, the final book I want to talk about is called Inferior: The True Power of Women and the Science That Shows It by Angela Zaini. I really hope I don't butcher her name again. Well, this book is all about feminism. I can read you a bit of the blurb. Basically, it says, are women more nurturing than men? Are men more promiscuous than women? Are males the naturally dominant sex? And can science give us an impartial answer to these questions? Um, Basically, that says it all. Like I said, I haven't read it. I don't know what it's all about, but I'm really intrigued. I love reading books about feminism. Yeah, and I can't wait to find out more about it. That's it for now. That's all I plan to read, and I hope I can, and I hope I get to all of these books. So what about you? What are your plans for January 2021? How much do you usually read in a month? Have you read any of these books? And can you recommend books to me that are similar to those? Um, Thank you so much for watching this video again. If you liked it, please click like, subscribe if you enjoyed it. And well, I really hope you have a happy reading time and see you again next week. Goodbye.